The budget plans of a large US government broadcasting agency have revealed Washington wants to create fake Cuban social media accounts to more effectively spread anti-government news. These are the plans of the Broadcasting Board of Governors, which is an independent government agency. It has access to markets in 100 countries and reaches at least 226 million people worldwide. Maupin takes a closer look at how the US is doing exactly what it accuses others of doing.
Imagine a government utilizing social media to sow discontent and unrest in another country. U.S. media would be outraged. They would never stand for it.
The Russian government exploited social media platforms.
Paid social media users or trolls.
Russian-backed operatives continue to infiltrate and manipulate social media to hijack the national conversation.
Well, according to the congressional budget requests of the Broadcasting Board of Governors, a U.S. government communications outlet.
The Broadcasting Board of Governors is an independent agency of the United States government, supervising multiple networks with a weekly audience of 226 million people in 100 countries through TV, radio, and internet.
Apparently, the U.S. federal government is doing just that. They are setting up Facebook accounts purporting to be native Cuban accounts. They even openly admit that they're doing it.
In fiscal year 2018, the U.S. Office of Cuba Broadcasting is establishing on-island digital teams to create non-branded local Facebook accounts to disseminate information. Native pages increase the chances of appearing on Cuban Facebook users' news feeds. The same strategy will be replicated on other preferred social media networks.
So almost exactly what Russia is being accused of doing is being openly done by the U.S. government. So where's the outrage? If this is something that is unacceptable, why is the U.S. government doing it openly without even much secrecy?
We can see that the U.S. has always had double standards in its foreign policy. The U.S. has intervened in other people's elections in at least 100 other countries. If a foreign power finances political groups in the United States that are going to run in elections, that is illegal in the United States. Yet the United States does that in 100 other countries in the world.
Facebook has recently been on a crusade to close down accounts that are deemed to be inauthentic. Hundreds of Russian and Iranian accounts have been shut down.
We've removed 652 pages, groups and accounts for coordinated inauthentic behavior that originated in Iran and targeted people across multiple internet services in the Middle East, Latin America, UK and the US.
We reached out to Facebook to find out if they would apply the same treatment to networks owned by the BBG. We will let you know if they give us a response.
The Broadcasting Board of Governors' 2018 to 2022 strategic plan continues an ambitious roadmap to refine and expand the reach and impact of U.S. international media in support of American strategic interests.
So what exactly are these strategic interests? Well, take a look at these latest headlines from TV Marti, an outlet owned by the Broadcasting Board of Governors.
Expert calls out failing regulations of the Cuban private sector.
4 activist groups unite in Miami to protest against the Latin American dictatorships.
Remember how Russia is accused of sowing discontent through American society by pushing controversial issues? That's what the USA is doing to the small island. The problem is, very few Cubans have regular access to the internet. So now, the State Department is creating a task force for the purpose of expanding Cubans' access to information, i.e. the information that Washington wants Cubans to hear.
We want people to have broad access to information, and Cuba is no exception to that. Cuba's low internet penetration rate is certainly not a secret. While they have opened up a little bit, not to the level that they should have. It is preposterous to claim that studying an issue such as internet access is an open and transparent manner. The Cuban government has called this to be a subversive act. We disagree with that. We think that that is ridiculous.
There's a new level of U.S. intervention to try and undermine the Cuban Revolution and overthrow the Cuban government. And it's this social penetration of and fake media, fake social media, and penetrating Cuba's internet. That's the same thing that the United States is doing all around the world, in Russia, in Eastern Europe, in Latin America, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia.
The USA has been working to topple governments, oppose detractors, and support its allies for well over a century. Meddling is nothing new for Washington, D.C. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.